In this video, we are going to be covering how to pay your suppliers. Let's jump right into it. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Brad Sherman, and on this channel we explore tips, strategies, and experiences that I have had that will help you start and scale up your Amazon FBA wholesale business. In this video, we are going to be covering how to pay your suppliers. We're going to be going over exactly when you should be paying your suppliers in terms of when they are shipping your product out, as well as the different payment forms. This video is going to be short and to the point, and I have the whiteboard behind me as well as the green marker because we're going to be talking about money in this video. Before we jump into it, if you guys do enjoy these videos, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps out the videos in the algorithm and enables me to continue to make more content for you guys that you can derive value from. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that notification button as well if you do want to stay up to date on all of the future videos that I will be putting out. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. In case you guys haven't seen my last two videos on shipping your products from your supplier directly to Amazon, make sure to check those videos out. I will link them up above. Those are the first videos in this multi-part video series on shipping your inventory into Amazon through FBA, paying your suppliers, and rinsing and repeating the process. This is the third video in the short series where we will be covering how to pay your suppliers. Let's jump right into it. How do we pay our suppliers? What are the most common forms of payment method to your supplier? So in my experience, guys, I pay my suppliers in three different ways. Way number one, and probably the most common that we utilize, is through credit cards. So suppliers will make you fill out credit card authorization forms, or you can provide your information over the phone, in which case you will utilize a credit card to pay for your inventory. Credit cards are nice because A, you have 30 days to pay off the credit card, and B, you can accumulate lots of reward points and travel credits through your credit cards depending on what credit card companies you use. You do have to be careful with credit cards though, because relative to other forms of debt, credit cards have a high interest rate. Payment method number two is ACH payments. So ACH payments stands for Automated Clearing House, and it's a very simple payment form that you can utilize to pay your suppliers. It's a next to nothing bank transfer, and what I mean by that is it basically costs you nothing to initiate an ACH transfer. You might have to set up ACH with your bank, so inquire with your bank first so that you have the ability to send and possibly receive ACH funds. With ACH, this is a much better option than a wire transfer. Guys, I avoid wire transfers at all costs because they are not cost effective. It might cost you $40 per wire transfer, and if you're sending that wire transfer outside of the country, it might cost you even more. In rare instances, we might not be able to get around a wire transfer, and in that case, you have to work that wire transfer cost into your profit margin. The third form of payment method that we are going to cover and that I utilize is terms. In case you guys are not familiar with terms, this is the best payment form, and you're not actually paying your supplier right away with net terms. So terms are where is essentially you have an account with the company and you don't have to pay for your inventory until 30 days from the point that you sent the purchase order to the company. So let's say I place an order with the company on July 1st. I don't actually have to pay them until July 30th. Or maybe you have net 15 terms. In this case, I wouldn't have to pay them until July 15th. Maybe I have net 45-day terms, in which case I wouldn't have to pay them until 45 days subsequent to making my purchase order. This is a great option because, as you guys will realize, the more wholesale accounts you build out, the more capital intensive this business model becomes. And the biggest thing for terms with companies is that it increases your buying power, meaning that you don't have to send out the money right away and you can keep more cash on hand, make other investments. Let's say I have 10 different wholesale accounts, and if I have terms with all of those accounts, technically I don't have to pay them for likely 30 days on each purchase order. Whereas if I don't have terms with any of those companies, I have to send out 10 different payments at different times, and it can become very cash flow intensive. So terms are something that is not extended to first-time customers usually. It comes with experience, it comes with a track record. In order to obtain terms with companies, you're going to have to fill out something called a credit application, in which case the company will ask for credit recommendations. They might ask for a bank reference. With this option, they are running your business credit. They are determining if you are worthy to receive terms with the company. It's really no different than a loan, other than that you are just working with a company privately and you have agreed upon terms that you will pay their invoice that is due 30 days from the point of purchase. Some companies might work off of something that might be abbreviated as N15, 2%, or N30. And essentially what this means is that if you pay your invoice in 50 days, if you pay your invoice in 15 days, then you might receive a 2% discount. If you pay your invoice in 30 days, you won't receive a discount, but there won't be any penalties. If you pay your invoice subsequent to 30 days, the company might start charging interest of some kind. So make sure you're on time with your payments because you can always get terms removed. This has never happened to me personally, but this can happen if you are not making your payments in a timely manner. The same goes for credit card payments. Guys, we want to avoid interest at all costs. We may have a situation where sometimes we have to pay interest, right? In order to scale a business, there is a cost of capital. So with credit cards, or maybe you have a loan of some kind, an SBA small business loan, a private loan, a line of credit, these are all forms of debt. And there's always some type of cost of capital when you take on debt. It's just a matter of getting the cheapest form of debt out there. So with this option, we try to avoid interest, but when we do have to pay interest, we pay off our debts as much as we can in order to mitigate those interest effects. So guys, the reason why I use these three payment types is because it allows me to combine different forms of payments and leverage my cash flow. I also do have a loan that I received from the SBA called the EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And it was a COVID-19 related loan that the government put out at about a 3.5% interest rate, 12 months payments deferred, and they actually extended those payments deferred another 12 months. So do I still make payments on that loan? Yes. Just because my payments can be deferred for 12 months does not mean that I am not paying interest for 12 months. The interest accrues on this particular loan on a daily basis from the moment that I accepted it. So we have a loan option here. We also have a line of credit. So you can work off of a potential line of credit working with a bank or maybe a private investor of some kind. And with a line of credit, this is a very ideal option in terms of debt when running a wholesale business because you are taking the money on an as-needed basis. So let's say I have a $100,000 line of credit and I only utilize $10,000 worth. I am paying interest on the portion of money that I am utilizing from that line of credit rather than with a loan, I'm paying an interest rate on a lump sum of money. So guys, I know we got a little bit sidetracked there with a couple different forms of debt. We have loans, we have lines of credit. The best way to have to gain capital is to work with family and friends. So maybe you know people in your personal network that can give you capital for free or for a very low rate. This would be the most ideal option, family and friends, right? family, and friends. So this would be option 1 that you want to go to for raising capital. This would be option 2. However, it does take experience. If you don't have, if you don't have business credit, it's going to take you a while in order to get here, maybe 3 to 4 years before you can actually obtain a line of credit, especially from some type of private investor. With this option, it might be a little bit more easy, but you have to be careful because you're paying interest on a lump sum of money and you have to be able to pay the loan and make frequent payments on the loan. So guys, we did cover some forms of debt, some forms of raising money, but to go back to the main points of this video, why do I utilize these 3 forms of payment to my suppliers? Well, number 1, credit cards. The rewards points are super good. I've kind of played the credit card hacking game, and I've leveraged my credit through having multiple credit cards, and I've accumulated a lot of rewards points through these credit cards. Rewards points are really nice with credit cards, especially when running a wholesale business, because you're purchasing profitable inventory as opposed to someone who's using the credit card for personal use. You're simply purchasing items and product, and whatever you purchase for your lifestyle, that is all debt. It's essentially bad debt, right? But what we're doing is we're using debt to make money, so that is considered good debt. So any rewards points that we accumulate through those cards is just going to be extra profit. Another reason why I use credit cards is because it enables me to leverage my cash, because I have a little bit of time to pay them off. I don't have to wire out an immediate payment to the company. Maybe a downside of credit cards is that we talked about a high interest rate, right? I might be paying a high interest rate if I rack up my credit card. So I'm going to try to not do that by also implementing ACH payments. ACH payments is where I'm sending out cash to the company that I work with. So by combining these two, I'm getting my rewards points, but I'm also mitigating the interest rate by sending some ACH payments. And then with my terms option here, guys, with net terms, I'm further leveraging my cash because I now have the ability to keep more cash on hand and pay my suppliers in perhaps 15 days, 30 days, or even 45 days in some cases. So by utilizing these 3 forms of payment, you are mitigating interest and leveraging your cash position. The final point for this video that I want to cover, guys, is that it's very important that you communicate with your supplier that they are dispatching the shipment roughly 48 to 72 hours max from the point of payment. So I have had miscommunications with companies where I make the payment and they don't end up sending my shipment for a couple weeks. This stifles our cash flow because, especially as we know, Amazon pays us bi-weekly and they don't pay us our full amount. So it's a constant battle to make sure that, to balance our payments that we're receiving from Amazon with the payments that we have to make to our suppliers. So you want to be in communication with your supplier and make sure, whether you're paying credit card, ACH, whether you have terms, that they are dispatching the shipment within roughly 48 to 72 hours after you have placed that PO or made the payment. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button. Again, it really helps me out, so I appreciate it when you make that like button blue. Smash that subscribe button and notification bell as well if you do want to stay up to date on all of the future wholesale content that I will be putting out. If you learned something from this video or you have any questions or concerns, drop a comment down below. I try to answer all of the comments in a timely manner. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next time.